Legacy Nova Prime is a figure I didn't think I was actually going to get, but I found one secondhand for a good price, and here he is. He is based on the Galaxy Cybertron upgrade Optimus Prime, which means that in vehicle mode it looks just like that, aside from a few details like the big side wings that he has. That's the main big difference you can see in vehicle mode. I love the big cannons it has on top. This Cybertronian fire truck is super cool. Even though the rear of the vehicle is quite clearly just Ultra Magnus's back end, it's kind of weird how this came from that. The figure does roll really well, despite the fact that the back end of mine, the ones with the feet, those wheels won't touch the ground, and I don't know why. I have it transformed right, so let me know if I'm doing something wrong in the comments. You can lift up the cannons, which is really cool, and unlike other Ultra Magnus, you can see this covers up the hands, but it does reveal the robot mode head. So, how big is this guy? In size comparison, we can see that Nova Prime here is huge. He's a leader class. Here he is with a Legacy Auto Trooper, Machine Wars Hoist, and fellow leader class Galaxy Shuttle. Okay, it's early and it's Thanksgiving, so I'm just gonna kind of blow through this guy's transformation. It is pretty cool. Of course, as with most Ultra Magni-esque Transformers, you gotta pull off the trailer, which starts with unclipping it. And then this guy has some other steps, such as you gotta kind of unclip this part and then slide that off. And I'm not really going to go over the inner robot here, like in the main video, so we'll kind of talk about the inner robot here really fast. Wait, hang on. There we go. This guy's parts are really stiff. I will say that. Like his tolerances are quite good. I'm also going to remove these and set them off to the side. That's the inner robot, for those who don't know. It's fine. It looks like Ultra Magnus. It looks like Galaxy Upgrade Optimus Prime. That's all you really need to know about this. It doesn't do anything. All the articulation from this is transferred over to the big robot. This is not the reason you buy the figure, which is the big reason I'm not going to talk about it. So once you get it transformed like that, you want to flip this around, bring that out, and I just realized I was not talking very much about his transformation into the core robot, but in all honesty, it's not a difficult transformation. I feel like the backpack is where it gets complicated. So once you have him in like Ultra Magnus combo configuration, take these bits, stretch them out. These were the bumper. Bring the arms over, and there's a tab on the back here and a post, and those will line up on the arms right there. So we're just going to do that. Grab the backpack, and what I like to do is I like to grab this whole rear section and just kind of yoink it off. You kind of, there it goes, and then you can see it's kind of falling apart. It's just held on at these two posts back here, and I don't know what it is with mine, but in vehicle mode the heels clack up against that. So anyway, once you have that done, there's these shoulder pads in there. Just remove those. We can grab our Nova Prime, slot the legs on, just like so. Take the shoulder pads. You want this section on the inside, and there's the smokestack will slot into a 5mm post in there. And so you just want to line that up, get that on. Same thing on the other side, line that up and get that on. And we have what kind of looks like a stylized Optimus Prime so far, which is essentially what this is. Bring the guns up, the big cannons, fold out the wings, take this part and untab it. You want to untab it from this section right here, which is quite stiff. Hooey. And then bring this in. You want to bring these parts forward, then bring this part down and in on itself. Bring this down onto itself like so. Then you can take the guns, fold them under the wings, which they give you just enough, give you just enough clearance to fold them under the wings. Flip the guns up, bring up the headpiece, bring up the chest piece. This clip is going to sit on this rail, which, I mean, like, if you're familiar with the Ultra Magnus transformation, you've seen this 1,000 times, and then collapse the chest down and it tabs in. And there is Nova Prime in all of his wonderful, wonderful glory. He is so cool looking. Robot mode on Nova Prime is quite fantastic. He looks really, really cool, all combined up in his big Ultra Magnus super mode thing, although I think this is just his robot mode. The head sculpt here is brand new and is just stunning. I love the, like, over-exaggerated Optimus Prime features that Nova Prime has, and they captured his likeness perfectly. The gold fingers with the little accents on the hips and waist and stomach look really good on this guy, and he really has a presence and pop. I said in my short that he feels more substantial than Ultra Magnus, and that still stands. I think he does. It feels like he has more mass. The backpack cleans up pretty well despite having 2 gigantic cannons on the back of it, and he can undersling them for even more firepower, which is super, super cool. I really, really like the way this guy looks with those deployed. Reminds me of his, like, first appearance in Spotlight Optimus Prime. Overall, this guy is just a absolute powerhouse of a legacy figure, a wonderful repaint, retool, just amazing. For size comparison in robot mode now, here he is next to his mold mate, Ultra Magnus, who he looks pretty good standing next to. Here he is with the Auto Trooper again, as well as Generations Hoist, and of course Machine Wars Hoist. We're doing articulation. So Nova Prime's articulation is pretty good. He has a ball joint at the head, which allows him to emote pretty well, look up, look down, look menacing, look side to side. Very, very good ball joint there. He has rotations at the shoulder, which they get stuck right about there. I'm not going to force it and go back about that far. They go out unimpeded. He bends at the elbow unimpeded, obviously, because his arms aren't totally covered. He has wrist swivels, 360s at the wrist. They are pretty tight, though. He has these little hinges at the arm guns. He has a waist swivel, which, unlike Ultra Magnus, it doesn't really... Oh, look at him go. Get all the way around on that one. He also has articulation in the wings. They can wiggle, and of course the weaponry can fold up and under. This can slide forward, and he can grip both of them. Both of them do have the slidey grips, and both of them fold underneath like that for underslung weaponry. Ooh. They are a little finicky. Just a little bit. Everything's a little cluttered on this guy. Alright. So from there, the hips, they move forward on ratchets. They move back on ratchets. You can't really get it much further back than that. I think you can get a little further without the leg armor on. He has a outward joint and a thigh swivel. And then he does have a 90 degree at the knee, although... Oh, you know what? No, it kind of matters. It kind of matters. I think he has enough thigh there that it kind of matters. And then, of course, he has a ankle pivot. Now, he does have an extra bit, which is right here underneath the foot. He does have these big old heels, so if you are needing extra stability on this guy, especially because of how, you know, massive this figure's backpack is, you can deploy the extra heels, which does give him like the most stable thing in the world. But I think that Ultra Magnus's heels are pretty good, and I have not had a problem with this guy falling over. So pretty solid dude, and a very, very worthy leader class. So all in all, Nova Prime is just a amazing repaint retool. It's honestly maybe the best version of the Ultra Magnus mold we've gotten. It's a really nice refresh, and it's a cool way to get something different out of that Galaxy Optimus Prime version. I was really impressed when I first saw this, and I'm impressed to have it in my collection. It looks amazing, especially when you pair him with some Auto Troopers. Real G-Axis with the Cybertronian Trooper vibes here, which I really like. But yeah, just an insane figure. It's really nice when we get these like predecessor Prime, Sentinel, Nova, Zeta. It's really cool when we get those guys. So having another one in the collection is just amazing. Anyways, let me know what you thought about this guy in the comments below. Let me know if you have this guy in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next video. This has been Bots Obsession.